Hello, hello, and how are you today? This is one of my most favorite weeks of the month. It's when I get to bring a favorite female on. So I hopped on just a little bit early because I want to invite her in, get her in the queue, if you will. So let me make sure I've got all this pressed right. I'm going to add somebody to this broadcast. Let's see. Hey, Lisa. Hey, girl. Ooh, a little hair there. Thank you for being here. Wait until you meet Ann. Oh my goodness. She is like amazing. So, spoiler alert, y'all know her first name now. Her name is Ann Vertel. And wow, does she have a story, y'all. Like, seriously. I'm going to do this. I'm going to let Ann reach out to get on. And one of these months, I'm going to have this all smooth. Y'all going to be confused when you log in. You're going to wonder, is that Daphne's Facebook Live? Because her featured female, it's so easy. So let's see. I'm going to do this. I'm going to, because I know she's standing by, like literally standing by, waiting for me to reach out to her. So let's do this. Let's see. If I send that to her, boom, then I'll get the request from her and we will engage. Oh, y'all, I am so supercharged about you all me introducing you all to Ann. So I know she is going to be here, and we just got to get all this technology. I'm in Northwest Arkansas. Ann is in Southern California, so it could take a second for this connection to go through. Hey, Allie, great to have you join us. Thanks for spending some time with us. You're going to be so jazzed by our featured female today. And I'm just looking for Ann Vertel to hop on the line. Like I said, just moments ago, she was here and we were talking about how excited we are to be together. So I know she's there. We just need Facebook. Those comments, sometimes they're a little slow in reacting. And I just got to get her here. Got to get connected. I know it's coming. Y'all. I'm going to take a little sip here. Feeling the heat, feeling the pressure. Okay. Where are you, Ann? I know you're there. Could be my finger. Anybody wonder if the iPhone does this better than Samsung? Is that the issue? Is that why things are slow? So I'm looking for comments. Where are you, girl? Let's see. Nope, I'm not going to add any comments. So she's there somewhere. I guess I could tell y'all a little bit about her. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Before Ann hops on, I'm going to give you a wee bit of a confession. I kind of messed up in preparing for this interview with Ann. Ann has a podcast, and I just always like to be fresh and be informed whenever I get to interview one of our featured females. And this morning, I was listening to one of her episodes. It is, okay, I will try Be Live next time. Thank you very much, Lisa. I did it one time. I got to figure out what the fees are because I think they give a trial, but I appreciate that, and I will definitely see what I can do to improve this because I do. Y'all, as my viewers, you matter. I want to honor you. I want to honor the person I'm interviewing. And so hopefully Ann is going to see that I tagged her and she will hop on. So in the meantime, I'm trying to look at my feed. Okay. I want to tell you about one of her podcast episodes that I listen to. And one of the things I love, okay, those of y'all who've watched me for a while, you know, I have a little touch of the ADD and I tend to chase squirrels. Well, her podcasts are like 30 minutes. I mean, come on, y'all. It takes me that long to get ready. Okay, longer, but don't judge. So I can listen to one or more podcasts while I'm getting ready. And this morning, I landed on the episode, and I'm looking for the specific title, How Authenticity Makes You More Successful. Yes, Ann's podcast, Ann Vertel's podcast, on how to be more successful by being authentic. Mind blown. I would love to just spend our whole time on this interview talking about that. However, you gotta know who she is. So you'll be as charged up as I am. And I'm just not sure what the connection issue is. I see that we've had more viewers hop on, so I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Glad to spend this time with you. And Ann is somewhere. She's en route from Southern California to Northwest Arkansas. So as soon as I see her, trust me, I'm going to let her in. Before she gets here, I'll talk about her. Thank you, Lisa. How did I meet her? So, Ann Vertel. I met Ann through what I call the beauty of the fabric of the tapestry. I met Ann through Susie Miller. I met Susie Miller through Carrie Oberberner. I met Carrie Oberberner because I had done one of the most scary things of my life ever. So I can trace this back to the year 2014. And here we are 4 years later. And I know Ann, and I've gotten to know her. It's just amazing. Let me tell you a little bit about Ann. And this is straight from her website, so I'm not making this up, and this is awesome. When she's not working, you'll likely find her walking the beach in Southern California, as I mentioned, with her Westie named Tess. Also, plotting world domination with her superhero gal pals. I mean, right there, if you're not already in love with her, that's fantastic. She also does a lot of traveling with her test pilot husband. Now that's kind of cool. Not sure who's doing the navigation there, and you'll understand why. I asked that question in a minute. She likes to work out at the crack of dawn. She's like me. Let's get it up. Let's get it over with. Let's supercharge our day. Or just reading one more psychology book. And why are psychology books important to her? Well, because psychology books, she's got a PhD, y'all. So I'm looking here, and I'm still looking. There we go. Ann, I just need you to ask to be in. I've got permission for you. I see that you're here. Yay! And if you've been watching, you know I've been talking about you. So I opened up the request for you to join us. And I'm just looking for that to come back or for you to hop on. And again, we're talking probably Android to Apple. So we're bilingual here. And there we go. I think there you are. There you are. Yeah. Oh, let's try this again. Well, for goodness sake, it's telling me that Ann isn't accepting my invitation. This is awesome. Okay. No answer from the live video guest. Well, Ann, I know you're there. And the cool thing is, we are both determined women. And all the women who are watching this are as well. So I'm approving you. Let's see what happens. Any second now. Gosh, I love technology, especially when it works exactly the way I want it to, exactly when I want it to. So I'm going to wait for Ann to request again. I see. I know. I don't know why we're not connecting. No and viewers to invite. I have viewers. I know this. Let's see. Anybody who can help? All right. Something's going on. Anna's here. She asked to come on. I approved her. And Facebook was not playing nice. I don't know. Anna, if you'll send me another request, I'll do everything I can to get you on screen. Because if you're like me, you didn't show up with your hair in a bun. You did put a little effort into it. And I want everybody to meet you. I could talk about you. Girl, I got 2 pages of notes. So I can't wait for everyone to meet you. Now, I gave y'all a little bit of background about Ann. And I want to tell you a little bit about her now while we are figuring out the technology aspect. Okay, let's see if I don't know what's going on. Okay, I just refreshed it. So we should be good. Try again one more time for me, Ann. What does Ann do? Ann is a personal development, human performance, and positive leadership expert. Okay? This is her tagline. Lead yourself first, then bring out the best in others. Right? It really all starts within. Let's see. There we go. I'm trying to bring you on. Here she comes. Here she comes. This is happening. This is going down.
Oh my gosh. Okay, first of all, I have to apologize because this is the first time I've ever done one of these like dual Facebook Lives. And I got on and I was watching one of your videos. It wasn't the live version. So I'm sitting there watching this whole video about Kiss, right? And I'm like, okay, this is good. And you're saying, I wasn't going to show up with makeup. And I'm thinking, oh, wow, I've got makeup on. Maybe that's not good. So at some point I was like, I don't think I'm watching the right thing.
This is awesome. And if you go back and you watch the replay, first of all, you've already been introduced. Everybody, this is And one of the things I said was, if there were ever any 2 women that were going to be faced with a challenge, the 2 of us are the ones who are going to rise to the occasion.
Hey, everything's figure-outable.
Exactly. So what I've done so far, Ann, is I've told everybody who you are. I read it straight from the website. I could have gone on and on about how amazing you are. And I don't say that lightly. You're a featured female because you've inspired me. Okay. So thank you. Thank you for that. I've told them a little bit about you personally, a little bit about you professionally. I made a true confession about how much your podcast episode about being authentic makes us more successful. We could spend the whole time talking about that, but we won't, because they need to go subscribe to your podcast channel and listen to that. So for everybody who's watching, there are going to be so many links added in the comments. It's not even funny. I can't do it on my phone just because I don't have that capability. Trust me, you don't want me to. So as soon as Ann and I wrap it up, I'm going to put a bunch of links in the comment, because y'all need to follow this woman, listen to this woman, have this woman coach you. I'm going to stop now because.
Please, I'm going to have to get off. I'm going to have to go back to watching your video.
So before we get too far in, we need to back up. And I want to back up to high school.
Oh my gosh.
Because you made a commitment. It's just not that long ago. You made a commitment back then that has impacted your life still to this day and will continue to in the future. So tell us a little bit about what inspired you back then even to join the Navy.
Wow. Okay, you want to hear the real story or the fake story?
No, the real story. The real story.
So since I was a Navy brat, Of course, I'd had this lifestyle of moving around all the time. I had 13 homes before I went to college. But I transferred in the middle of high school, and I got to high school, and my mom brought me into the counselor and said, hey, which courses do you want to take? And what about this JROTC thing? And I was like, oh, please, I'm not joining that. I'm going to join the drama club. That sounds more fun. So I did drama, and then somewhere in my geometry class, my sophomore year, I met this woman, well, I guess another teenager, and she was on the trick drill team, where they spin the rifles and all that stuff. And I was like, oh, I want to do that. That sounds like fun. And she goes, well, you have to be in JROTC to do it. So I joined JROTC to be on the trick drill team. And thus I ended up with a 20-year career in the Navy. But the cool part was, once I joined JROTC, I really liked the kids I was hanging with. And they were, they were going places. They all started applying to the academies and the ROTC scholarships and things. So I kind of did that right along with them. And I ended up getting an ROTC scholarship. Went to Villanova, thought I'd do my 4 years and get out, because, oh my gosh, by then I would be 25 and my life would be over. And ended up, it was great. I did 20 years in the Navy, loved every bit of it, picked up a husband along the way and a couple of degrees, and, here I am. So it was funny, because if I go back and think about, did I know what was going to happen? No way. I was just doing what came next. But yeah, it was the trick drill team.
Hey, whatever it takes. Right. But along those lines, something that I know about you that hasn't been shared yet is that both of your parents, I mean, you mentioned, traveling around because of your family's military background. There's something extra special about your mom. Will you share that with us quickly?
Yeah, there is. She was one of the first 100 women line officers in the Navy. And she and my dad met at postgraduate school when they were in their late 20s. And she had to get out, actually, because you couldn't have children back then and be in the Navy. So here I am. And so after they got married, she got out. And she passed away about 5 years ago, and she's buried in Arlington National Cemetery in D.C. And we take a train ride up there. My dad lives in Florida. I live in California. So I got there, and then we take the train up, and we lay a wreath on her grave for I guess they call it Wreaths Across America. Yeah, every year. So it's really special. And my dad, he was a 30-year submariner. So we have blue and gold blood. I mean, my husband was a Navy test pilot. My sister was a Navy supply officer. Her husband was a Navy doctor. I mean, we got salt water in our veins.
Yeah. And along those lines, I mean, little did I know when I met you through our friend, Susie Miller.
Yay, Susie!
At this point, yay, Susie! Because I think we met about a year ago, that the week of Veterans Day, which in my opinion, and I would say this to anyone, it's not because I'm interviewing you today, I think every day could be considered Veterans Day because of the freedoms that we have. So if you're watching this video and you have a family member, or maybe you yourself have served in the armed forces, type thank you into the comments, because truly without the men and women, hold on, I'm not going to cry. I just so appreciate it. We've got family in ourselves, but thank you. So type thank you into the comments, and let's send some love.
Hey, Daphne, it's really, it's funny. My dad actually, he's not all that crazy about when people thank him for his service. And I think it's because, a lot of us, we just think of it as, it's an honor. It's an honor for us to serve. It's not something that we do for, because we want people to appreciate us. As a matter of fact, most military people are not appreciated, but it's really because, we do it because we believe in it. We believe in liberty, and we believe in fighting for people's rights, regardless of what they think of us. So it's really an honor and a joy. But thanks for saying thanks.
But that's a tremendous insight. And actually that is, so later today, that podcast episode I listened, I'm going to go and write a review about it specifically. And that's one of the two things, is that you gave insight and you gave instruction. So here you are doing it again. Well done. So you were in the Navy. but then you retired.
Mhm.
So what kind of prompted you to retire from the Navy? I know there was a special little blessing that was part of
Yes.
your life as well.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I did 20 years. 20 years is the minimum that you need to do in order to retire. And so I did 20 years, and my daughter was 3 at the time. And I wanted to work from home. I wanted to be there for her. And so that's what I had to figure out, okay, how was I going to work from home? And that was the best decision I ever made. I've been doing it 15 years now. Yeah. And my daughter just went off to college last year, and it was great to be around for her and be able to work from home and support my husband that way. And while he went off and, fought the good fight and slays dragons outside the home. So
Yeah. There you go. There you go. And it was your interest, if you will, in entrepreneurial life, entrepreneurial women that prompted you. You're now a PhD.
yeah, I know. I can hardly believe it
So,
myself.
doctor. Yeah, I was like, how do I introduce her? Veteran doctor. Hey, how about just this is Ann Vertel, because I know that's who you are. 'Cause that's part of, well, just your branding, your business is being authentic and taking charge. And so help the women understand a little bit who are watching this live and who are also going to watch the recording of this because we're going on YouTube. Oh, by the way, I don't know if I told you that. Um,
Well,
I told,
yay! No, I'm just
yay!
kidding.
So I told everybody that on your website, it says lead yourself first, then bring out the best in others. Tell us a little bit more about that. I mean, where does that stem from? What would you encourage a woman to consider?
Wow, great question. For me, it's about personal leadership because I know a lot of people talk about personal responsibility and they talk about leadership, but when you combine the two of those, you get personal leadership, which really means that you cannot possibly lead others in the best way if you can't lead yourself first. And that means you have to have your act together and you have to show up fully filled up and able to be there for other people so that you can in fact encourage them to be everything that they can be, because if you show up, you haven't taken care of the things that you need to take care of in order to be fully present, you can't bring out the best in others. And that's what real leadership is. Leadership is really bringing out the best in people that they can't even see for themselves. You claim it for them and you just sort of allow them to walk into it by encouraging them, by being direct, and by being kind. So that's where that
Yeah.
comes from.
Yeah. And I would imagine that every single person watching this video has experienced leadership that was not good.
Yeah.
Because, right? We could,
Yeah, we don't call that leadership. we,
yeah,
yeah.
I refer to it as management, right?
Yeah.
They're focused on processes instead of
Right.
people. And so you hit on some real key things there. And what I really want our viewers to also understand is if they have an interest in becoming the best version of themselves. In fact, actually, I wanted to make sure I didn't mess up your quote because it struck me so much. I asked Ann, what would you say to somebody who feels stuck or wants to reinvent themselves? And this is what Ann said: take charge. So now y'all understand why I was supercharged about today. Take charge. You already have everything you need to be a success, and you don't need anyone's permission. Trust your instincts. They're rarely wrong. Your heart knows it deserves to be as fulfilled as possible. You weren't created just to survive your life or endure it, muscle through, or cope with it all. You were created to be extraordinary. So stop listening to what everyone else thinks is best for you. Take charge of your life, your career, and everything in between so you can discover, design, create, build, and thrive in both work and a life you love. How, Ann, can people do that through working with you?
Oh, wow. Well, probably the best thing is to, I guess, start to get to know me through my Take Charge Life site. So it's takechargelife.com. And, they can sign up there. I think there's a thing right there on the front page where you can get 7 days to being more confident, be more confident in 7 days or less, something like that. Just go sign up for that. And if anything, you will get a feel for who I am. I mean, I'm kind of an undercover goofball. I will definitely warn you. And I just truly believe that if you can really embrace who you are and be okay with that and realize that you are far more powerful than you ever thought you could be, that you can do anything. I absolutely believe that, especially about women. Women can handle anything. I've seen them handle everything from life-threatening situations to motherhood to, being separated from their family, all of that stuff. We're amazing. And I really believe that if you just start listening to yourself, stop listening to the naysayers, and get yourself around people who will claim your victory for you. Get yourself around people who are going to encourage you and not plant those little tiny seeds of doubt. Like I always say, I talk about my superhero gal pals, and they are the people that if I were to say to them something crazy, like, you know what, I think I want to send 1,000 books to every orphanage in America, then they wouldn't say something like, oh, that's great. Isn't that going to be hard? Because that's planting a little seed of doubt. They're going to say something like, that's awesome. It's about time you did that. How can I help? So get yourself around those people. I think one of the best ways to do that is at Take Charge Life. If you want to get to know me better, we have a fantastic group in there as well. And I have a Take Charge Life community here on Facebook. And I just love encouraging women to just be everything. Just go be amazing. I mean, you were supposed to be amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. Do y'all see why I was so excited to have Ann on here today? Oh my God. And so something I want people to do, I always like to encourage, AKA challenge people. Okay. So for all of you who are watching either live or on the recording, if after listening to Ann, you are ready to take charge, I want you to type in the comments, lead myself, because like Ann said, it starts within. Then we become equipped to be able to lead others. So if you're in that mindset, if you're in that camp, type in lead myself, and we're going to know that you're in. And I want to thank you for joining us today. I really appreciate you and all of the knowledge, the tools, the resources that you provide in being your best self. You are then empowering other women to be their best self. So thank you so much for figuring out the technology.
I sometimes I think I'm just too old for this, Daphne. It's like,
Girl, please, child. I'm pretty sure you're younger than I am, and I can feel you, but you know what? We power through, right?
That's right. Absolutely. Yeah. We take charge.
Leah right there is committing. So thank you, Leah. You're starting the movement. So what I want to send everybody off with today, as we wrap up, is remember, you can live a life where you take charge, and that results in living a well-done life every day. Now be sure and check back within the next few minutes. Like as soon as we finish, I'm going to run in, get on my computer, and type all of Ann's links in there. Podcast, website, get her free gift. Heck yeah, y'all. I think I said a potty mouth word. Hey, I didn't mean to. It came out. Hopefully nobody else noticed that.
You're cussing like a sailor, Daphne.
There you go. So podcast, Facebook, a free help guide, the 7 steps that she has on her website. Go get it. Make yourself your best you possible. And in that, you bless others. So Ann, thank you so much for coming in all the way from Southern California.
Thanks, Daphne. It was a pleasure.
My pleasure. And everybody else, bye for now.